Basis for a topology. Let X tau be a topological space. A basis for tau is a subcollection B of tau with the property that if U belongs to tau, then either U is an empty set or there is a subcollection B dash of B such that U equal to union B, B belongs to B. That is, a subcollection B of tau is said to be a basis for tau provided every element of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B. For example, we take X as set A and B, and tau is equal to phi set A, set B, and set AB, that is X. And let B be a subcollection of tau and is given by B equal to set A and set B. Then we can say that B form a basis for tau because by definition either U is equal to phi or empty set is okay already there, and every element of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B. That is, if we take set A, then it can be expressed as union of set A, and if we take set B union, we can write set B as union of set B, and if we take X from tau, and this can be expressed as union of set A and set B, that is union of members of B. That is, every element of tau, if every element of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B, then we say that B form a basis for a topology on X. Move on to first theorem. A family B of subset of X is a basis for some topology on X if and only if X equal to union B, B belongs to B, and if B1 B2 belongs to B and X belongs to B1 intersection B2, then there exists a B belongs to B such that X belongs to B subset of B1 intersection B2. So there are two cases. First we assume that B form a basis for a topology. So we have to prove that the two conditions are holds. So we have X is a member of topology. X belongs to tau, and we assume B is a basis for tau. That means X can be expressed as union of B, B belongs to B dash, or this can be expressed as union of B, B belongs to B. Therefore, first condition satisfied. So consider the second condition. Let B1 B2 belongs to B1 and B2 belongs to B, and X belongs to B1 intersection B2. So we have to prove that there exists a B belongs to B such that X belongs to B subset of B1 intersection B2. That is, we take two sets B1 and B2 from B and a point from their intersection. So here we have to prove that there is a member B from B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2. So we take B1 and B2 from B, that is B1 and B2 belongs to B, and B is a basis for tau means B is a subset of tau. We take B as a subcollection of tau. That implies the two sets B1 and B2 belongs to tau. B1 and B2 belongs to tau means their intersection also belongs to tau. B1 intersection B2 is also belongs to tau, because this is a condition for topology. If two members are in tau, then their intersection also belongs to tau. Therefore, B1 intersection B2 also belongs to tau. Now, X belongs to B1 intersection B2. Okay, here B1 intersection B2 belongs to tau, and B is a basis for a topology. Tau means every member of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B. That means B1 intersection B2 can be expressed as union of some members of B. B belongs to B. Now, X, given that X belongs to B1 intersection B2, that means X belongs to union B, B belongs to B. X belongs to union means there exists B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of their union B. Union B is nothing but B1 intersection B2. Therefore, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2. Therefore, we get, if we take B1 and B2 from B and X belongs to B1 intersection B2, there exists a basis member B such that X belongs to B, subset of B1 intersection B2. Therefore, second condition also holds. So, we prove the first part. If B is a basis, then the two conditions are holds. Now we have to prove the converse part, that is, if two conditions are whole, then we have to prove that B is a basis for a topology on X. For that, we take tau as set of all U belongs to X such that either U is equal to phi or U can be expressed as union of some members of B. Now, to prove B is a basis for tau, we prove that tau is a topology on X. If we prove tau is a topology on X, then by this condition we will get B is a basis for tau, because every element of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B. So by this definition we will get B form a basis for tau. So now we will prove that tau form a topology on X. So to prove the three conditions, and clearly phi belongs to tau. By the definition of tau, clearly phi belongs to tau. And by condition 1 is state that X can be expressed as union of B, B belongs to B. Then by definition of tau, we can say that X belongs to tau. Therefore, empty set and whole set belongs to tau. Move on to second condition. Let U1 and U2 belongs to tau. So we have to prove that their intersection also belongs to tau. There are two cases. Case 1, U1 intersection U2 is empty. If U1 intersection U2 is empty, then clearly U1 intersection U2 belongs to tau, because empty set all belongs to tau by the definition of tau, by the definition of this tau. And so second case, U1 intersection U2 is non-empty. So let X belongs to U1 intersection U2. Now, U1 belongs to tau implies, by the definition of tau, U1 can be expressed as union of some members of B, some Bi, union of Bi belongs to B, and X belongs to U1 means X belongs to this union Bi. That implies there exists Bi belongs to B such that X belongs to Bi, which is a subset of U. That is, X belongs to union means X belongs to any of the member. That means there exists some Bi belongs to B such that X belongs to Bi, and that Bi is a subset of its union. Its union is nothing but U1. In the same way, we can say that U2 belongs to tau implies U2 can be expressed as union of some members of Bj by the definition of tau, and given that X belongs to U2, that implies X belongs to this union Bj. That means there exists Bj belongs to B such that X belongs to Bj, which is a subset of U2. Then from these two conditions we can say that X belongs to Bi intersection Bj, which is a subset of U1 intersection U2. Now consider this case, X belongs to Bi intersection Bj, where Bi and Bj belongs to B, and assume case 2, we assume case these two conditions hold. So we consider the second case here, B1 and B2 belongs to B and X belongs to B1 intersection B2. Then we get a basis member, then we get an element B from B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2. So we apply that condition here. That implies there exists B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2, sorry, Bi intersection Bj, which is a subset of u1 intersection u2. That implies X belongs to B, which is a subset of u1 intersection u2, or Bx, we can take B. Or that implies u1 intersection u2 can be expressed as union of those Bx that contain X. We can write u1 intersection u2 as union of those Bx with the X belongs to Bx. Then by the definition of this tau, we can say that u1 intersection u2 belongs to tau. So if you take any two member from tau, then the intersection also belongs to tau. Therefore, the second condition for topology is also holds. So we move on to the third condition. If we take arbitrary elements from tau, then their union also belongs to tau. We have to prove that. So let u alpha, alpha belongs to lambda, belongs to tau. That implies each u alpha can be expressed as union of B, B belongs to B for all alpha belongs to lambda. So we consider union, then union of u alpha is nothing but union of union B, where B belongs to B. Now right side is a union of members of B. Therefore we can say that union of u alpha can be expressed as union of some members of B. That means union of u alpha is also belongs to tau. That is, if we take arbitrary collection from tau, then their union is also belongs to tau. Therefore, the three condition for tau satisfies. Therefore, tau form a topology on X. Then by the definition of this tau, we can say that B is a basis for corresponding topology, because every element of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B. This is a definition for basis. Therefore, if tau is a topology on X, then B is a basis for corresponding tau. So move on to a problem. Let B be the collection of all intervals of the form open interval A infinity. Then show that B is a basis for a topology on R. So here B is of the form set of all open interval A infinity with the A belongs to R. So here we have to prove that this B is a basis for a topology on R. So here we prove the two condition, and let X belongs to R. We take an element from the real line. We take X and choose A be such that A is strictly less than X. We take A which is strictly less than X. Then we can say that X belongs to open interval A infinity. X belongs to the open interval A infinity. In the same way, if we take any element from the real line, we get an open interval containing that number. That means R can be, the whole real line can be expressed as union of those open intervals A infinity with X belongs to A infinity. That is, the real line whole set can be expressed as union of members of B. First condition satisfied. So move on to the second condition. For that, let B1 and B2 belongs to B and X belongs to B1 intersection B2. Now B1 and B2 belongs to B means B1 is of the form some open interval A infinity and B2 is of the form open interval B infinity, and given that X belongs to B1 intersection B2, that is X belongs to A infinity intersection B infinity. Now, there are two cases. If A is less than B, okay, that is this case, if B is here and if A is less than B, then we can say that open interval A infinity intersection open interval B infinity is nothing but open interval B infinity. That is, A is less than B means open interval B infinity is contained in open interval A infinity. Therefore, we can say that open interval A infinity intersection open interval B infinity is nothing but open interval B infinity. In this case, we can say that X belongs to open interval B infinity, which is a subset of itself. B infinity is a subset of B infinity, Instead of B infinity, we can write open interval A infinity intersection open interval B infinity. In the same way, if B is less than A, then open interval A infinity intersection open interval B infinity is nothing but open interval A infinity. Here we can write x belongs to open interval A infinity, which is a subset of open interval A infinity intersection open interval B infinity. In both cases, the second condition for basis is satisfied. Therefore, we can say that B form a basis for a topology. Next theorem, let tau and tau dash are two topologies on a set X, and let B and B dash are basis for tau and tau dash respectively. Then the following two statements are equivalent. First one, tau dash is finer than tau, that is tau is a subset of tau dash. This is the first statement. And second statement, for each x in X and for each B belongs to B with X belongs to B, there is a member B dash in B dash such that X belongs to B dash subset of B. So we have to prove that the two statements are equivalent. So first we assume that tau dash is finer than tau. That is, tau is a subset of tau dash. We assume first condition. So we have to prove the second condition. For that we take a basis member, let B belongs to B and X belongs to B. Now we have B belongs to B and basis is a subset of corresponding topology tau, and given that tau is a subset of tau dash, because tau dash is finer than tau, that means we get B belongs to tau dash, that is B is a member of topology tau dash, and B dash is the corresponding basis for tau dash. Therefore we will get every element of B tau dash can be expressed as union of some members of B dash. Therefore we can write B as union of some members of B dash. That implies B is equal to union B dash, where B dash belongs to B dash, and given that X belongs to B, that is X belongs to B implies X belongs to corresponding union. X belongs to union B dash belongs to B dash. That implies X belongs to any of the member, that is X belongs to B dash for some B dash in B dash, for some B dash belongs to B dash. That is we get there exists, therefore that is we get there exists B dash belongs to B dash such that X belongs to B dash, which is a subset of corresponding union. Union is nothing but B. X belongs to B dash, which is a subset of B. So we get the second condition. And now we have to prove that if second condition holds, it leads to first condition, that is for each X in X and each B belongs to B with X belongs to B, there is a member B dash belongs to B dash such that X belongs to B dash subset of B. That is, we take an element from the basis member B, and then we assume that there is a basis member B dash from B dash such that X belongs to B dash, which is a subset of B. So we have to prove that tau dash is finer than tau, that is tau is a subset of tau dash. So that we take an open set U from tau and an element, let U belongs to tau and X belongs to U. Since U belongs to tau, tau can be expressed as union of some members of B, because B is a basis for corresponding topology. Therefore, U can be expressed as union of B. B belongs to B. Now, X belongs to U means X belongs to union. X belongs to union B. B belongs to B. Now, X belongs to union means that implies there exists some B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of their units union, that is nothing but U. Now take this statement, X belongs to B and B belongs to B. Now we can use the second condition. We assume that the second condition holds. That means if we take any element B from B and X belongs to B, there is a basis member B dash from B dash such that X belongs to B dash subset of B. So we can apply that statement here. That implies there existed B dash belongs to B dash such that X belongs to B dash, which is a subset of B, which is a subset of U. we can take b, instead of b dash we can take bx dash. Okay, let x belongs to bx dash subset of b, which is a subset of u. That is, we can write x belongs to bx dash, which is a subset of u. That means if we take any element from u, we get a basis member bx dash from b such that x belongs to bx dash subset of u. Or we can write u as union of those members bx dash with x belongs to bx dash, where actually bx dash is a member of b dash. That is, we take an open set from tau and it can be written as union of members of b dash. That means u belongs to tau dash. Therefore, we get tau is a subset of tau dash. We take u from tau and we get u belongs to tau dash. Therefore, we can say that tau dash is finer than tau. Move on to next theorem. Let X tau be a topological space and B be a subcollection of tau such that for each X in X and each member U of tau such that X belongs to U, there is an element B of B such that X belongs to B subset of U. So then we have to prove that B is a basis for tau. That is, if let X tau be a topological space and for each U belongs to tau with X belongs to U, there corresponds a member basis, there is a member B from B such that X belongs to B subset of U. Then we have to prove that such collection B form a basis for tau. So we apply properties characterization of basis. That is, we prove X can be written as union of B belongs to B. And second condition, we prove if B1 and B2 belongs to B with X belongs to B1 intersection B2, there exists B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2. We use this theorem to prove that B is a basis. For that, we take an element X from X. Let X belongs to X. We have X is a member of tau. Let X belongs, we know that X belongs to tau and X belongs to X. So we can apply this condition. If we take any member from tau and an element from that set, there is a member B from B such that X belongs to B subset of U. Here X belongs to tau and X is an element from X. We can say that there exists B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of X. Or X can be written as union of such B, union of B, where X belongs to B with the B belongs to B. So our first condition holds. So let's prove the second condition. Let B1 and B2 belongs to B and X belongs to B1 intersection B2. Now B1 and B2 belongs to B means B1 and B2 belongs to tau. B1, B2 belongs to B and we take B as a subset of tau. That means B1 and B2 belongs to tau. B1, B2 belongs to tau. And then by the property of topology, we can say that the intersection also belongs to tau. B1 intersection B2 belongs to tau. And we choose X belongs to B1 intersection B2 and B1 intersection B2 is a member of tau. Again we can apply this condition. That implies there exists B belongs to B such that X belongs to B, which is a subset of B1 intersection B2. So we get the two condition. Then we can say that B form a basis for corresponding topology tau on X. Move on to definition. Let B1 and B2 are basis for topologies tau 1 and tau 2 respectively on X. Then we say that B1 and B2 are equivalent if and only if tau 1 equal to tau 2. That is, if two topologies are equal, then corresponding bases are equivalent. If corresponding bases are equivalent, then we say that the two topologies are equal. Move on to a corollary. Bases B1 and B2 for a topologies on a set X are equivalent if and only if for each B1 belongs to B1 and X belongs to B1, there exists B2 belongs to B2 such that X belongs to B2 subset of B1, and for each B2 belongs to B2 and X belongs to B2, there exists B1 belongs to B1 such that X belongs to B1 subset of B2. So we have to prove this corollary. For that we take B1 and B2 are basis for a topologies TOR1 and TOR2. We take TOR1 is a topology corresponding to B1. TOR1 is a topology corresponding to B1 and TOR2 be the topology corresponding to B2. So we first assume that B1 and B2 are equivalent. B1 and B2 are equivalent. If and only if by the above definition we can say that TOR1 equal to TOR2. That is if and only if two sets are equal means they are subsets of each other, TOR1 subset of TOR2 and TOR2 subset of TOR1. Now TOR1 subset of TOR2 implies condition 1 holds by theorem 1.3. That is TOR dash is finer than TOR, then we can use this condition. So here TOR1 subset of TOR2 means we get this condition, second condition here, that X is B2 belongs to B2 such that X belongs to B2 subset of B1. This is by theorem 1.3. And similarly TOR2 is a subset of TOR1 if and only if we can say that condition 2 holds. Therefore TOR1 equal to TOR2 means condition 1 and 2 holds. That is B1 and B2 are equivalent if and only if 1 and 2 holds. Move on to definition. Let X TOR be a topological space and A belongs to X, and a local basis at A is a collection BA of TOR such that the two conditions are held. So BA means is a subset of TOR, and let BA consist of members B1, B2, B3, etc. Okay. Then BA form a local basis at A provided if we take any member from BA, then A must belongs to that set. If we take B3 from BA, B3 from BA, then A must belongs to that set. So this is the first condition. If B belongs to BA, then A must belongs to B. Second condition, if U belongs to TOR and A belongs to U, there exists B from BA such that A belongs to B subset of U. That is, if we take a set, an open set and an element A, if A belongs to U, then we have to get a member from BA such that A belongs to B subset of U. If these two condition holds, then we say that set of all BA form a local basis at A. Move on to next definition. Let X TOR be a topological space, then X TOR is said to be first countable or satisfies first axiom of countability provided there is a countable local basis at each point of X. That is, the space X TOR, a topological space, is said to be first countable provided it has a countable local basis at each point. We say that the topological space is first countable. Next theorem, every metric space is first countable. So we consider a metric space, let XD be a metric space and let TOR be a topology generated by D. That is, TOR consisting of all sets that are open with respect to the metric D, and let A belongs to X. And we define BA as set of all open balls with the center A and a radius 1 by n for n belongs to n. That is, we consider a metric space XD and TOR be the topology generated by D, and let A belongs to X. We consider BA as collection of all open balls with the center A and a radius 1 by n. That is, for n equal to 1, we get B1 of BD of A1. Open ball with the center A and radius 1. Then n equal to 2 means open ball with the center A and a radius 1 by 2. Like this we get a collection of open balls with the center A and radius 1 by n, we call it as BA. BA is the collection of all open balls with the center A and radius 1 by n. Then clearly this collection is countable because we choose n from n, that implies BA is countable. Now we will prove that BA form a local basis at A. Then we can say that X2 has a countable local basis. That means it is first countable. So clearly BA is countable. Now it's enough to show that it is form a local basis at A. For that we check two conditions. Let B belongs to BA. Then B is of the form an open ball with the center A and radius 1 by n for some n in n. That means, which is an open ball with the center A. That means A must belongs to B. So condition 1 holds. Move on to second condition. Let U belongs to tau and A belongs to U. Now U belongs to tau means U is open with respect to D, because tau is generated by D. Therefore, U is open with respect to D. Now, A belongs to U and U is open means there exists epsilon greater than 0 such that BD A epsilon is a subset of U. That is, a set is open in metric space mean if you take any element from U, there exists an open ball with the center A contained in U. Therefore, we can use that definition. Therefore, we will get there exists epsilon greater than 0 such that BD A epsilon subset of U. That is, there is an open ball with the center and radius epsilon contained in U. Now, choose NB such that 1 by n is less than epsilon. Then we can say that an open ball with the center A and radius 1 by n is subset or contained in open ball with the center A and radius epsilon, which is a subset of U. That is BDA 1 by n subset of U. That is, we can say that A belongs to BDA 1 by n, which is a subset of U. That is, if we take any open set and that point from that set, then there must exist a member from BA such that A belongs to BD A1 by n, which is a subset of U. So, two conditions for local basis are satisfied. Therefore, we can say that every metric space is first countable. Move on to definition. A topological space is said to be second countable if and only if it has a countable basis. A space is said to be first countable if it has a countable local basis, and the topological space is said to be second countable if it has a countable basis. Move on to next theorem. Every second countable space is first countable. So consider a topological space. Let X tau be second countable. Let X tau be second countable. That means it has a countable basis. It has a countable basis, say B. Now we have to prove that it is first countable, so that we have to get a local basis at each point. So that we take an element from X, let A belongs to X, and we define BA as set of all B belongs to B such that A belongs to B. We choose BA as collection of all those basis members that contains the element A. We create BA like that. Now we will prove that BA form a local basis at A. Clearly BA is countable because B is countable and we create BA from B. Therefore, BA is countable. Now we will prove that it form a local basis at A. So first condition, let B belongs to BA. Then by the definition of BA, we get A belongs to B. If we take any element from BA, then A must belongs to B, because BA created by those elements from basis members that contains the element A. So first condition holds. Now Let U belongs to tau and A belongs to U. Now, U belongs to tau means U can be expressed as union of some members of B, because B is a basis for tau. We take B as a basis for tau, therefore every member of tau can be expressed as union of some members of B, and we choose A from U. That means U belongs to union B, B belongs to B. That implies there exists B belongs to B such that A belongs to B, which is a subset of U. This is the second condition for basis, because A belongs to B means this B must belongs to this set BA. Therefore, this B is a member of BA. Therefore, second condition for local basis also satisfied. Hence, we can say that it is form a local basis at A and is countable, means it is first countable. Therefore, we can say that every second countable space is first countable. But the converse of this theorem need not be true. First countable need not be second countable. For that, we take R with the usual trivial metric, where D is given by D of xy is equal to 1 if x not equal to y, 0 if x equal to y. Now, this is first countable space, and since it's a metric space, it is by previous theorem we can say that every metric space is first countable. That implies Rd is first countable. Rd is first countable, but it's not second countable, because the basis member must consist of all the singleton set. That is, if you consider BD with the center 1 and a radius 1, then we get singleton set 1. That is, set of all points with the center 1 and a radius less than 1 means only consisting of only singleton set X. That is, BD in particular, BD of X with the center X and radius 1 is nothing but singleton set X. That means basis member for the set consisting of all those singleton set from the real line, and those singleton sets are uncountable. Therefore, we get an uncountable basis. Therefore, it is not second countable. This is first countable only. Therefore, every first countable space need not be second countable. Move on to a theorem. Let X tau be a first countable space and X belongs to X. Then there is a countable local basis B at X such that Bn plus 1 subset of Bn for all n. That means given that X tau is first countable, then clearly there is a countable local basis. But we have to prove that there must exist a countable local basis that satisfies this condition. So first we assume that X tau is first countable. X tau is first countable. That implies it has a countable basis, say some G, which is equal to set of all Gn, n belongs to n, and is countable local basis. Countable local basis at X. Now we have to get a local basis that satisfies this condition. So we create a member B1 is equal to G1, B2 is equal to G1 intersection G2, B3 is equal to G1 intersection G2 intersection G3, etc. Bn is equal to intersection I equal to 1 to n Gi, and B is equal to collection of all these B's, B1, B2, etc. That is Bn, n belongs to n. Then clearly B is countable, because G is countable and we create all those Bi from G, then B is countable. Now it's enough to show that B form a local basis at X. So let first condition, let B1, Bi belongs to B. That implies X belongs to Bi. This is because Bi is of the form, this is because Bi is of the form G1 intersection G2 intersection etc. intersection Gn, and each Gi contain X, because each Gi form a local basis at X, therefore each member of G contain X, therefore the intersection also contain X, therefore X belongs to Bi. Yeah, that is, if we take any member from B, then X must belongs to Bi. So move on to second condition. Let U belongs to tau and X belongs to U. Now U belongs to tau and X belongs to U, and we choose G as a local basis at X, therefore we can use condition, second condition of local basis, that is, there exists Gi belongs to G such that X belongs to Gi, which is a subset of U. Now corresponding to each Gi we get a Bi, there exists a member Bi from B, that is, there exists Bi belongs to B such that X belongs to Bi, which is a subset of Gi and which is a subset of U, that is, X belongs to Bi, which is a subset of U. That is, second condition for local basis also satisfied. Therefore we can say that B form a local basis at X with a condition that Bn plus 1 is a subset of Bn for all n by the definition of these Bi's. Bi satisfies this condition, therefore we will get a countable local basis that satisfies this condition. Next theorem, let X tau 1, Y tau 2 are two topological spaces, then B equal to set of all U cross V such that U belongs to tau 1 and V belongs to tau 2 form a basis for a topology on X cross Y. That is, if X tau 1 and Y tau 2 are two topological spaces, then we take B as set of all open Cartesian product of open sets from tau 1 and tau 2, then we have to prove that that collection form a basis for a topology. If U1 is a open set in tau 1 and V1 is an open set in Y, then we take B as collection of all those Cartesian product U1 cross V1 or U cross V such that U belongs to tau 1 and V belongs to tau 2, then we have to prove that it form a basis for a topology on X cross Y. So here we use this theorem, theorem 1.2, a family B of subsets of X is a basis for some topology on X if and only if the whole space can be written as union of some members of B, and if B1 and B2 are elements of B and X is a member from B1 intersection B2, then we get there must exist a basis member B belongs to B such that X belongs to B subset of B1 intersection B2. If these two conditions satisfied, then we say that B form a basis for a topology on X. So here we prove this condition, so that we take B as set of all U cross V such that U belongs to tau 1 and V belongs to tau 2. And we know that the whole space X belongs to corresponding topology tau 1. X belongs to corresponding topology tau 1 and Y belongs to its topology tau 2. Then X cross Y must belongs to B. We take X cross Y is equal to B, where B belongs to B there, because X cross Y belongs to B means X cross Y is equal to a member of B, let it be B, or X cross Y can be written as union of B, B belongs to B. Therefore, first condition for theorem 1.2 holds, so we move on to second condition. For that we take two members B1 and B2 from B and an element from their intersection. So let B1 and B2 belongs to B and X belongs to not X, ordered pair XY belongs to B1 intersection B2. Then B1 is of the form some U1 cross V1 and B2 is of the form some U2 cross V2. And X belongs to B1 intersection B2 means X belongs to U1 cross V1 intersection U2 cross V2. Or this can be written as X belongs to u1 intersection u2 cross v1 intersection v2. This is because xy ordered pair xy belongs to u1 cross v1 intersection u2 cross v2 means x ordered pair xy belongs to u1 cross v1 and ordered pair xy belongs to ordered pair u2 cross v2. That means x belongs to u1 and y belongs to u2, sorry v1, and similarly x belongs to u2 and y belongs to v2. Now x belongs to u1, x belongs to u2 means x belongs to u1 intersection v1 and y belongs to v1 intersection v2. Therefore their product, Cartesian product xy must belongs to corresponding Cartesian product u1 intersection u2 cross v1 intersection v2. Therefore u1 cross v1 intersection v2 cross u2 cross v2 can be written as u1 intersection v2 cross v1 intersection v2. Now sorry, xy belongs to now u1 and u2 belongs to tau implies their intersection also belongs to tau, not tau, tau1. And similarly v1 and v2 belongs to tau2 and tau2 is a topology implies v1 intersection v2 belongs to tau2. Now u1 intersection u2 is a member of tau1 and v1 intersection v2 is a member of tau2. That means their cross product is a member of B. That implies u1 intersection u2 cross v1 intersection v2 is a member of B. That is, we get a member from B such that x belongs to u1 intersection u2 cross v1 intersection v2, which is a subset of itself that can be written as u1 cross v1 intersection u2 cross v2. Then by theorem 1.2 we can say that family B form a basis for a topology on x cross y. That is, second condition also holds. Therefore we can say that this family form a basis for x cross y. Move on to a definition subbasis. Let x tau be a topological space and a subcollection S of tau is a subbasis for tau provided the family of all finite intersection of members of S is a basis for tau. That is, if we take any intersection of finite family of members of S, we have to get the basis element. Then union of those basis elements gives topology on X. For example, let X is equal to set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and let tau is equal to 5 whole set, then set 1, set 3 and set 1, 3, set 3, 5, set 2, 3, then set 1, 2, 3, set 2, 3, 4, set 1, 3, 5, then set 1, 2, 3, 4, set 1, 2, 3, 5, set 2, 3, 4, 5, again set 2, 3, 5. We take tau as the set, then corresponding basis set is given by set 1, set 3, then set 3, 5, set 2, 3, 4, set 2, 3. Let's check Phi is always there by the definition of basis, and singleton set can be written as union of set 1, and singleton set 3 can be written as union of set 3, and set 1 3 can be written as union of set 1 and set 3. So set 3 5 can be written as union of 3 5. Set 2 3 can be written as union of 2 3. Set 1 2 3 can be written as set 1 union set 2 3, and set 2 3 4 can be written as union of 2 3 4. Set 1 3 5 can be written as set 1 union set 3 5. Set 2 3 5 can be written as set 3 5 union set 2 3. Then set 1 2 3 4 can be written as set 1 union set 2 3 4. Set 1 2 3 5 can be written as set 1 union set 3 5 union set 2 3, and set 2 3 4 5 can be written as set 2 3 4 union set 3 5. Therefore B form a basis for tau, and we take S as set of all set 1, set 3 5, set 2 3 4, set 2 3, set 2 3 4. Let's see whether S form a subbasis for B. Here set 1 can be written as intersection of set 1. Set 3 can be written as intersection of set 3 5 and 2 3. Set 3 5 can be written as intersection of 3 5. Set 2 3 4 can be written as intersection of 2 3 4, and set 2 3 can be written as intersection of 2 3. Therefore every intersection of finite members of S gives a basis member. Therefore S is a subbasis for the given topology. Move on to next theorem. Let X be a set and SB collection of all subsets of X such that X equal to union S belongs to S. Then there is a unique topology tau on X such that S is a subbasis for tau. So we have to prove that S form a subbasis for tau given that X can be written as union of some members of S. So here we define B as set of all B belongs to power set of X such that B can be expressed as intersection of members of S, finite intersection of members of S, and tau can be defined as set of all U belongs to P of X, power set of X such that either U equal to phi or U can be written as union of some members of B, above defined members, union of members of B. So to prove S form a subbasis for tau, we will prove that tau is a topology on X, so that B become basis for tau, and then by the definition of B we will get S form a subbasis for tau, because B is an intersection of members of S. Therefore if tau is a topology, then B become a basis by the definition of tau, and then by the definition of B we will get S form a subbasis for the corresponding topology. So we'll prove that tau is a topology on X. So the first condition is empty set and whole set must belongs to tau. Clearly phi belongs to tau by the definition of tau. Now X can be written as union of members of S given in the statement, or we can say that X belongs to tau, because uh, every element of B is of the form members of Si, intersection of Si, or every member of B is of the form members of Si, and here X is union of those S. Therefore we can say that X can be written as union of those basis B members of B. Therefore we can say that X belongs to tau. Therefore you'll get empty set belongs to tau and whole set belongs to tau. So move on to second condition. Let U1 and U2 belongs to tau and X belongs to U1 intersection U2. Now U1 belongs to tau means U1 can be expressed as union of some members of Bi. Bi belongs to B, and X belongs to Ui. U1 means X belongs to union Bi. That implies there exists some B1 belongs to B such that X belongs to B1, which is a subset of U. X belongs to union means X belongs to any of the member. That member must be a subset of their union. Their union is nothing but U1. In the same way, we can say that U2 belongs to tau implies U2 can be written as union of some members of B by the definition of tau. And similarly, X belongs to U2 means X belongs to corresponding union. That implies there exists a B2 belongs to B such that X belongs to B2, which is a subset of U2. Then by these two conditions we can say that X belongs to B1 intersection B2, which is a subset of U1 intersection U2. Now B1 is a member of B. Here B1 is a member of B. B1 belongs to B means B1 can be expressed as intersection of members of Si, and here also B2 is a member of B means B2 can be written as intersection of members of S. Also B1 intersection B2 become, then B1 intersection B2 is also intersection of members of Si. That means B1 intersection B2 also belongs to B, because B1 intersection B2 is also form intersection of members of Si. Or we can take B is equal to some B1 intersection B2. That is, we get X belongs to B, which is a subset of U1 intersection U2. Then U1 intersection U2 can be written as union of such B with X belongs to B. Then by the definition of tau, U1 intersection U2 can be expressed as union of some members of B means U1 intersection U2 belongs to tau by the definition of tau. Therefore, we will get if we take any two members from tau, their intersection also belongs to tau. So finally, we have to prove that arbitrary union belongs to tau, that U alpha, alpha belongs to lambda, belongs to tau. Now U alpha belongs to tau for all alpha belongs to lambda implies each U alpha can be written as union of B, B belongs to B by the definition of tau. Now we take union from both sides, then union U alpha can be written as union of B, union of members of B, which is nothing but union of members of B. That is, union U alpha can be expressed as union of some members of B. That implies union U alpha also belongs to tau by the definition of tau. Therefore, condition for topology satisfied, that is, empty set and whole set belongs to tau, intersection of two members again belongs to tau, and arbitrary union of members of tau is again in tau. Therefore, tau form a topology on X. Then by the definition of tau we will get B form a basis, and then by the definition of B we will get S form a subbasis for tau. Next theorem, let S1 and S2 are collection of subsets of X such that X equal to union S and X equal to union S, where S belongs to S1 and S belongs to S2. Moreover, suppose that for each S1 belongs to S1 and X belongs to S1, there exists a member from S2 such that X belongs to S2, subset of S2, S1, and for each S2 belongs to S2 and X belongs to S2, there exists a member from S1 such that X belongs to S1, subset of S2. Then we have to prove that S1 and S2 are subbasis for the same topology on R. So here we get two collection S1 and S2. So we define B1 as collection of all elements, all finite intersection of members of S1, and B2 as collection of finite intersection of members of S2, and we define tau1 is a topology generated by D, topology generated by B1, and tau2 be the topology generated by B2. Now to prove S1 and S2 is a subbasis for the same topology on X, we will prove that tau1 equal to tau2. So that we use theorem 1.3 to prove this condition. Let we have to prove that tau 1 is equal to tau 2. That is to prove tau 1 is a subset of tau 2 and tau 2 is a subset of tau 1. So first we prove that tau 1 is a subset of tau 2. To prove tau 1 is a subset of tau 2, we prove condition 2 holds in the theorem 1.3. So let B1 belongs to B1 and X belongs to B1. Now B1, by the definition of B1, each element of B1 is the finite intersection of members of S. By this definition, B1 is a collection of intersection of elements of S1. Therefore, B1 can be expressed as some S1 intersection, S2 intersection, etc. intersection, some Sn where Si belongs to S1 for all I equal to 1 to etc. n. Now, X belongs to B1 implies X belongs to Si for all I equal to 1 to etc. n. That is X belongs to S1, X belongs to S2, etc. X belongs to Sn. Now, by the condition given in the theorem, if X belongs to, moreover, given that if X belongs to S1 and S1 in S1, we get a member from S2 such that X belongs to S2 subset of S1. Therefore, we will use that condition. X belongs to S1 and S1 belongs to S1 means there exists a member S1 dash from S2 such that X belongs to S1 dash, which is a subset of S1. Similarly, there exists S2 dash from S2 such that X belongs to S2 dash, which is a subset of S2, etc. There exists Sn dash from S2 such that X belongs to Sn dash, which is a subset of Sn. Then overall we get X belongs to S1 dash intersection S2 dash intersection etc. intersection Sn dash, which is a subset of S1 intersection S2 intersection etc. intersection Sn. We take B2 is equal to S1 dash intersection S2 dash intersection etc. intersection Sn dash. That is B2 is equal to S1 dash intersection etc. intersection Sn dash. That implies B2 belongs to B2. By the definition of B2, every element of B2 is the intersection of elements of S2. Here each Si dash belongs to S2. Therefore, we get an element from a member from B2 such that X belongs to B2, which is a subset of, this is nothing but B1. Therefore, condition 2 holds in theorem 1.3. Then by this theorem we can say that tau 1 is a subset of tau 2. In the same way we can prove that tau 2 is a subset of tau 1. Therefore, we will get tau 1 and tau 2 are equal. That is S1 and S2 are sub-basis for the same topology on X.